Okay, today I'm going to talk to you guys about that voice in your head, right? That voice that's either calling you to do good or that voice that's calling you to partake in evil, okay? Anything that hurts you or anything that goes against your vision is evil. I don't care what anybody says, it's evil. Fucking hoes, evil. Eating McDonald's, evil, right? At the end of the day, anything that's taking you away from your vision is evil because that evil voice is trying to keep you complacent. It's trying to keep you miserable. It's trying to keep you in a state of constant suffering, okay? Then there's the other voice, the good voice, the voice that calls you to get up early, go to the gym, eat healthy, live out your fullest dreams, right? And the thing is, if you listen to the good voice, whether you want to call it the universe, the authentic voice of God, whatever the case may be, you really can accomplish anything you want in this life. My personal development journey has taken me a lot of places. It's crazy to see that I went from making $20,000 a year as an active duty sergeant in the Marine Corps to now, can't even remember the last time I made $20,000 or less a week. Like, shit is completely different. I live in a mansion in Bellevue, and I don't have to fucking worry about paying my bills, and I really get to focus on creation, okay? There's a quote that I love, and it says, money is to make you more comfortable, and the more comfortable you are, the more creative you can become, okay? That's what that voice wants for you. Whether you call it the authentic voice of God, universal intelligence, it doesn't matter. That voice wants you to be able to express yourself in a more fuller extent and with greater expression at all fucking times. That's what we are here for. We are here to be creators, okay? Now I'll tie this back to religion. Some of you may not be religious. I really wasn't that religious to begin with, but a lot of my personal development journey has brought me back to religion because it just makes a lot of sense to me, okay? They say we're created in God's image, okay? And they say that our conscience is the authentic voice of God. Okay, so wouldn't it make sense that if we lived in line with what our conscience is calling us to do, that God would bless us with the ability to create anything we want in this life? God said, let there be light, and there was light. Okay, so if we're created in His image, then why wouldn't we be blessed with the ability to create our dream lives? Well, the answer is we are. If we live in congruence with what our conscience is calling us to do. Most people just choose not to do that, though. So they get that bad karma or that negative energy surrounding them because they're living in a constant state of regret and depression because they never listened to that good voice. They never did what their conscience was calling them to do. They just fucking ignored it. Yeah, so no shit you're not fucking blessed with the ability to create anything because you can't even take control of your little measly ass life. I don't care where you are in your life, you have things you can control. You just choose not to. You want to be a victim. You want to cry about it and blame everybody else. Well, the answer is you have to start holding yourself accountable. And once you start holding yourself accountable to what your conscience is calling you to do, then that infinite intelligence will start to speak to you and through you. Then it'll call you to do exactly what you need to do to get anywhere that you want to go. And you will be able to create anything in this life. There is no limitations. The only limitations we have are the ones that we put on ourselves. That's why I don't believe in limitations. That's why I don't say I can't do things. I just say I haven't learned how to do that yet. Because if I want to, I can learn how to do anything. I can accomplish anything. I am limitless. I said, let there be discipline, and there was. I said, let there be resilience, and there was. I said, let there be prosperity, and there was. Because I created that. Was I blessed with the ability to create that in my life? I did what my conscience was calling me to do at all times. That's it. I did what my conscience was calling me to do so much that eventually I just got blessed with a vision. And then I was blessed with the belief in that vision. And that's what allowed me to say, let there be wealth, let there be prosperity, let there be friendships, let there be good relationships, let there be anything I want to be more comfortable so I can go into a more creative state and express myself with fuller expression and greater expansion. It all started with accountability. I had to hold myself accountable. I had to tell myself, like, hey, look, I know these things are fun in the moment, but in the back of my head, I knew that they weren't good for me. So I had to cut those things out. That's what my conscience was calling me to do. It called me to stop all the bullshit. It called me to stop the drinking. It called me to stop the smoking. It called me to get rid of the women I don't love. Right? Those things were all tough. I worked a long time to get all those things because it's fun, it's comfortable. But at the end of the day, it's debauchery and it is not in line with my conscience calling me to do. And I knew that. And so I was cursed a little bit with bad karma or with regret or with depression because I was just doing things that I knew I wasn't supposed to be doing. And that took away from my ability to believe in my vision and create the life that I always wanted to live. It's a very complex subject, but it's also very simple. Everybody has that voice. Whether you call it the authentic voice of God or infinite universal intelligence, that doesn't matter. It's calling you to do exactly what you need to do so you can get where you want to go. And if you start listening to that voice, that vision will get greater and that clarity will become even more clear. And you'll start seeing things that you've never seen before. You'll actually start to see shit that you never thought was possible. And even crazier than that, you'll be blessed with the belief in that vision that's so strong that you have zero doubt that that's how your life is going to play out. It almost feels like it's already happened. And I just have to step back sometimes and say, you know what? I truly am blessed. And so is everybody else. But the problem is, some people just don't count their fucking blessings. And that's very unfortunate. So, think twice when you look in the mirror. Is this what I am being called to do? And if the answer is no, then you better fucking reevaluate and you better get back on track. Because it doesn't matter where you are, as long as you get back on that path, you're good. But the longer you go without being on that path, the longer you go without listening to that voice, the harder it is to find again. Stay blessed.